What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. If you guys give me the HKO special, help the king out, hit the like, subscribe, and comment. So let's get into this. Yes, Stephen A. and Jason Whitlock. Yeah, it is like trending all over. So here's why Stephen A. Smith hates fat bastard Jason Whitlock, a timeline of the beef. So basically, I'm not going to read this article, but we're going to just get into it and I'll show some clips. So there they are. So, yep. So lots of, things, ESPN 2013 and 15. So that's where they were, a host and all that. And there they are again, going back and forth. The email and contract clause, back and forth. Yep. So there's like a lot of history. And then, of course, Jason Whitlock said, "This is embarrassing, Andrew." Stephen A. Smith just made a fool of himself. We have never seen anyone at a major company react this unprofessionally to review of their work or just act this publicly unprofessional. And this is your takeaway. Your expectations are so low. Yep. And he goes, and then of course Andrew Martian said, SA has a stipulation contract he has never has to work with Jason Whitlock. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, and there's so many replies, and then yep, and then of course that time he threw shade at LeVar Ball and Stephen A. Shots fired, so it goes back and forth to all that history, and of course, yep, minor shots fired because he had that talk with Kwame Brown, so it just goes back and forth with each other, man, and then yep. And then, of course, Jason Whitlock calls Stephen A. Smith to sell out for us. Yeah. And then, yeah. So, and he thinks he's underpaid. Yeah. So, I've been following for a long time. And of course, Stephen A. Smith has been upset since ESPN dropped bags on Buck, Aikman, and McAfee's looking for $25 million a year. So, wonder if Fox Sports would give it to him every word. Others is a negotiating tactic. And then this ain't the end. More is coming. Yes, Legion, I could be next. So I remember that time. And of course, yep. And then, of course, yeah, the exposure to threatening Shannon Sharp. Yep. And of course, just keeps going back and forth. And then, of course, today's the day I finally speak my mind about the no good fat bastard. You know what I'm talking recording now. You want to see this. So, yep. So there you go. And of course, here he is. So we're at this point now, and let's look at a little bit of it. So just listen in.
Said, quote, "We'll all band together and stand on the tracks in front of a train to stop it if that would prevent you from hiring him here. He is despised. He doesn't report anymore, y'all. All he does is make noise by coming after the very people who did and still does what he once did, what he aspires to do, but no longer has the outlet to do because he is considered a vile, despicable human being that no one wants anything to deal with."
Okay, so there's Stephen A. Smith. And then, yep, and then here's Whitlock talking about Stephen A.'s book and see where, you know, the, like some of the things that don't make sense. So let's take a look here with Jason.
300 pounds. It would be hard to get a 6-inch screw in my knee. Stephen A. Smith, 160, 170 pounds, 6'1". He's got a 6-inch screw in his knee? 6 inches? In his knee? I'm going to say something really politically incorrect, and I apologize, but it's what came to my head. I apologize to my Christian viewers. Does he have a vagina in his knee? Because I just don't, I can't, the math ain't mathing. None of the math is mathing.
Yep. And then, of course, yep. And yeah, so part of his book, yeah, a lot of it doesn't even make sense about, and plus, he averaging like a 1.5 points in one game, but the stat shows like, he played in 9 games. So, yeah, so that's where, a lot of this is going off on Stephen A. Smith and of course, even right now, right? Jason Whitlock's got his show with the Blaze because I'm a follower of Whitlock, so they're talking now. He's talking about Stephen A. Smith again. So yeah, they're just going at it back and forth. But right now, yeah, with the book, it does. I this is where I'm like, okay, Whitlock, it doesn't make sense with a lot of Stephen A. Smith's facts in there. It doesn't. So I look at that too. I'm like, how do you average 1.5 points for one game where he claimed he played in one game? So, but the stat shows he played in 9. So there's just a lot of this back and forth stuff. So that's where it is. And there's going to be more. So it's just never going to end. So, yep. So we'll just have to wait and see what the drama is. So that's how we're gonna have to just play this, and see what Stephen A. does, because he's calling him fat this, fat that, sending shade at him, and then Whitlock is going back at him. So we'll see how long this continues. So other than that, if you enjoyed this content, please give me the HKO special, hit the like, subscribe, and comment. So other than that, I will see you in my next video.